Gotta make better soldiers. That doesn't mean that doesn't make me misogynist. That doesn't make me sexist. That's just true. Women are better at other things than men. And I'll sit here and say women are better at X. But I will say that men are better at Y. I'm not going to sit and pretend that we're all the same. We're not. Under pressure, when your life is on the line, anyone who's
on guard, though, on guard. Personally, if my life was on the line, I ain't calling no female.
Honest, would want a male pilot in said situation. You would not want a female pilot.
So I disagree with that. I think that's a person by person, but I agree with men are stronger than women. I don't think anyone can argue that.
If you're telling me if you were to fly into a hurricane and you had the choice between a male pilot and a female pilot, you wouldn't have zero preference at all, Dave.
Not knowing anything about either of them, they're both pro pilots. No, I wouldn't. We're not talking about dunking a basketball.
Well, I would choose a man because I know from my own personal experiences that when shit hits the fan and emotions are high and it's life or death, that the man is more likely to remain calm. And calm is what's going to keep me alive. So I would choose the man. For the same reason, I would choose women to do other things. Let me give you another example then, Dave. If gender roles aren't real and you're now...
No, I think there are gender roles are real. That particular example, though, I'm sure you can have great female pilots.
I never said you couldn't. I said I'd choose a man in that particular situation.
I don't think that's like, I don't know about Brie and O'Malley. Like, that doesn't make...
Yeah, Brie O'Malley, do you think that's like, do you call that like super sexist, or where you guys...
Well, I think it's like with what Dave said too. I think it depends on the person. Like, there could be a way more emotional pilot that's a male, and then a female one that could be more emotionally stronger.
Shut the fuck up.
But regardless, they go through the same training.
Shut up.
I think he's saying you don't know anything about the pilot. You just can pick blind.
Yeah, well,
obviously,
a male
or a female.
Disagree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a generalization because exceptions don't disprove the rule. You're
but
right.
I don't think that makes you like Satan for saying that.
No, but I think like you say a lot of stuff about women like that they're your property.
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So if she wants to do OnlyFans, she owes him some money because she's...
But that only makes sense, though.
His, yes. That's what I said.
Well, that's crazy.
You think if a
that
man...
one's crazy.
So you think that a man going out with a girl, that's just your property? There can't be an equal relationship?
No. That one was nuts. Okay, that one was nuts.
This is where it goes crazy.
Cool. No, that one you can. If I understood what you said, that if a guy and a girl is dating and a girl does OnlyFans, she owes him a cut.
No, 100%.
But that only makes sense though. If you're in a relationship,
100%.
That only makes sense.
It's his girl.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Because she's his.
Yeah, the whole point of relationship, you're mine, I'm yours.
Yeah, so that's...
So that is you saying that women are your property.
It's not about being property. It's about the fact that she belongs to him and the intimate parts of her body belong to him because they're in a relationship. And if she wants to sell them...
If you get it with a girl and her parts don't belong to you, she just giving it to everybody then.
He has a stake in those parts of her body.
So it's reverse. Male porn star owes the woman.
I don't know, because I think the women belong to the man. I think the woman's given over.
That's inherently where you get called sexist.
No, it's not. Well, you can call me sexist if you want, but if you look at marriage, it's the bride's father who gives her away. It's not the groom's father.
In old tradition.
I gotta guess.
The woman belongs to the man.
So it's slavery.
Yeah, no, but I gotta guess as somebody who's multicultural.
She just compare marriage to slavery.
That certainly is a tradition that does not apply everywhere.
Fat or the shape.
The woman is always given over to the man. Read the Bible.
What is this podcast called? Dave.
I will read the Quran. You can go to the
walking down the aisle. No chance. There's like African cultures where they don't do that.
I'm sure there are some obscure tribes somewhere. I mean, I can't say. I'm not a professional.
But you get it. You seem like a very smart guy.
Understand why
you seem like a smart guy.
That.
You're saying a woman is the property of the man if they're dating.
I'm not saying they're a property. I'm saying they're given to the man and they belong to the man. It doesn't mean they're a pure property without emotion. It means they're given to the man. They take the man's name.
You said it's her parts. You said it's the guy's parts. You're like, if she's on OnlyFans, the guy owns those parts, so he gets a cut.
Well, those parts are intimate, right? That's the whole point of her being his.
Yeah, but you didn't do reverse. When I said if a male porn star...
You did the reverse.
he doesn't owe the girl a cut.
Correct, because he doesn't belong to her. She still belongs to him.
Correct. So that's the sexist part.
But and you've also said that you also said that you could have multiple partners, but
Look at her. Look at her. You can
female
tell she
that
gets
was with
zero
you
male
couldn't
attention.
also have
Probably a
multiple partners?
lesbian.
Well, a woman could say that same thing if she decided. She could say, I can sleep with multiple men, but my men can't sleep with multiple women if she so choose. We're all free individuals, right?
Yeah, but you
A woman
don't.
could
You
say
wouldn't agree if a woman said that.
I don't think I would personally find that revolting, correct? But there are women who find what I say revolting.
So you're not telling other people what to think. You're just saying how you think.
Yeah, I mean, if I
Oh, that's
I think if a man is
that's what he's doing.
not sexually exclusive, it's not the same as if a woman is, because with a woman you have the
Right.
paternity issue. With a man you don't have a paternity issue. If I have 3 girlfriends and they all get pregnant, we know who the mother and who the father is. If you have 1 woman and 3 men, you don't know who even the parents are if she got pregnant. So it's a whole big issue, right? Science can step in and kind of fix it.
definitely
But it's a
figured
good
that out.
discussion.
DNA tests are pretty accessible nowadays.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
science can
exactly
step
it. So
in.
I said science can step in and fix it, but that doesn't mean it's not haram and against the will of God. Look, read the Bible. Every single man had multiple wives. Not a single woman had multiple husbands. It's against the will of God. It's disgusting. In the eyes
again,
of God himself.
That would assume that if you're going in this multi-universe where everybody's reading the Bible, which is there's different religions all across the globe, reading different things, believe in different things. Interesting.
Yeah, so I want my point.
I feel like deep down this guy agrees with everything, but he don't want to get canceled. Because Tate not going to get canceled for saying this, but he will.
Interesting.
Yeah, so what my point is, if we talk about tradition, I'm not even talking about myself here. This is not about my personal life. We're talking traditional. Traditionally, every single man in history had multiple wives, and there was not a single woman who was celebrated for having multiple husbands. Female promiscuity has always been disgusting and frowned upon. In every single book ever written, ever, in all of history, in all cultures ever, women were supposed to be virgins. Women sleeping with lots and lots and lots of men has never been celebrated, ever. Besides, in the last 40 years in the West, in a degrading society. Well, yeah, okay, cool. But if you're going to look at it traditionally, women were not supposed to act that way. And I don't think women want to act that way anyway. I don't think women intrinsically want to fuck a bunch of people.
I don't think you
I
know
don't-
what
I don't
women
see the
want.
issue. Well, the women
I
I know
don't
don't
think
want
you
to.
know,
When
yeah.
I meet a woman, she doesn't say, I can't wait to get out there and sleep with a bunch of dudes. Maybe there are some. I don't know. I don't want
there's
to.
definitely like cleat chasers who fucking love that.
Yeah, we have 18 modern wealth creation methods, and I'll have to let people enroll in the school. It's extremely cheap. It's $49, and you can enroll and follow the systems. There's a quiz at the beginning that asks if you're time poor, if you're cash poor, because it's easy to make money if you have money. But a lot of people think that, they can turn 10 grand into money. That's not money. So it depends if you have money to start, depends if you have time, depends on your expertise. So there's a bunch of questions. We narrow it down. There's 18 wealth creation methods, and then we recommend a wealth creation method. And there's a professor in there. There's live lessons every single day along with the community. And we have currently 87,000 students. What's impressive about that is not the fact that I've managed to attribute 87,000 students. It's the fact that I managed to.
That's a lot, bro. 87. Seven figures a month is crazy.
Retain 87,000 students. So there's 87,000 people
4
out there
milli.
making more money than
Nice
they
little
invest
4
each
milli.
month.
It's quite a business.
Can women sign up?
Absolutely. Of course they can. I don't know where getting this impression I hate women.
How is he
I
gonna
mean,
know?
we can purport that. We can attempt to label me with that all we want. I'm happy to discuss it. I absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do
Some guy would just, it's sexist. I'll drop my kids in the
certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the facts. It's the truth.
You're
It's the
mixing them
absolute
up
truth.
because I agree with some of what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
again,
but then you throw in the OnlyFans, you need 100%
Correct.
thing. Like that's
I don't think
clearly
anybody
sexist.
here is arguing that, like, in a fist fight, a man's going to win.
Okay,
99%.
well then, so
what
the only-
about intelligence? Do you think women are as smart as men?
Well,
Just
player
skip
in history
this.
at the time. I grew up and I was a chess player from the age of 4 to the age of 13. I was a professional chess player on my route to being a grandmaster. long story. My parents split up. I lost my coach. Blah blah blah. So I grew up in the chess world, and the chess world's a really interesting world to grow up in because you're around hyper intelligent people who are socially awkward. A lot of them are like autistic and a bit strange. Some ex-KGB guys, some real weird guys who don't talk, but it's a world of ultra intelligent people. Women cannot compete with men at chess. Now, I'm not calling all women stupid. I'm not saying that there aren't some good female chess players. I'm not saying I could beat every woman. No, there are great female chess players. But on average, as a whole, the best chess players in the world are men, not women. Because women cannot computate at the level the men do. That is just a statistical fact. There's a whole
just so you know, in Google, you're going to say it's run by the people. But I Googled, are men smarter than women? And literally every single study says there's no difference.
Well, I'll find the study for you. Read a study saying the most stupid people in the world are men, and the most intelligent people in the world are men, because we fall to the outward deviations of the bell curve, whereas women are more likely to be in the medium. So I'm not. This is not sexist because I'm saying the most stupid.
But I think it's wrong. Like based on everything, I just think it's wrong. Like there's like 20
okay, cool.
studies that pop up.
Well,
so.
then if you were to look up the highest IQs in the world, the first 10, first 20, look them up. Are they men or women? I haven't done this. Look it up. But let's talk about my personal experience, right? Let's talk about the chess world. The best female chess player in the world simply cannot compete with the men. I don't know where she is, number 50 or something, like internationally, right? There is no physical advantage. There's no reason why men should win. There's no physical element to chess.
Who do you think plays chess more, men or women overall in the world?
That's a good argument. So the argument is that men play chess more often, so there's more likely to be higher ranking chess. There's a larger pool to pick from, of course. But this has been very heavily dissected inside the chess world. They found 500 female chess players, 500 women, 500 men, started them at school at the same time, started them in the chess school.
I just highest IQ in the world. Literally what comes up. Marilyn von Savant has one of the world's highest IQs. She is known as the smartest person in the world.
Cool. Then all right, cool. Then I'm totally wrong. I never even said. All I told you is that the most stupid people in the world were men, and the most intelligent people in the world were men. I read a study on it 4 or 5 years ago, and I thought, you know what? I know some stupid men. I don't know women that dumb. I agree with that. And I know some really smart men. I don't know women that smart. I agree with that.
I think you're very smart, but for everything you say, there can be argument that an intelligent woman wants nothing to do with you because you think they're stupid. But stupid guys are like, this guy's going to make me a ton of money. So you run into a lot of stupid guys. The intelligent women are going their own way.
Well, that would be a large generalization, Dave, because you don't know.
That's what we're doing. There's been a lot of those here.
Well, you don't know the women I talk. You don't know the women I talk to. Right?
I don't. I
Correct.
absolutely don't.
Correct. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I'm not saying I'm smarter than every female on the planet. The 2 women who are on this podcast right now could very well be more intelligent than me. I told you about a study that I read, and now I'm telling you about my personal experience. The personal experience is in the chess world, which I grew up in. Women cannot compete with men. It's a purely computational. It's purely brain power, and they simply cannot compete. And there's a whole bunch of examples of this, right? Like I said, we can easily reverse this conversation. I can tell you all the things women are better at before you call me sexist. We can do it the other way around. But if you look at Formula One, there's no physical advantage. Women can't drive like men. Why? Their reactions are slower. It's been proven that females have a slower reaction time than men. Why? Because they evolved. They didn't need it to evolve. They weren't hunting. They weren't fighting.
Again, for race car driving, you could argue the pool of men. I mean, even with car driving, look who's in it. It's Al Unser Jr., Al Unser. Like it's you got to have the money, you got to have the access, and
family's probably been racing.
Correct. So there's a lot of factors. We have a game because we're going around. And by the way, it's fascinating to talk to. But what is this game? I can't even imagine the game.
So
it's called "What Are Your Thoughts On?" Right?
Yeah. So we're just gonna list people and things they do, and then just give us your thoughts.
Look at her. Only one with a fucking drink. Fat piece of shit. Soy milk drink. Chug
Kind
out.
of like what we've been doing the whole podcast.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'm fat, by the way.
Easy game. All right. So first one. What are your thoughts on The Matrix?
Yeah, it was a very interesting movie, and I think that it draws striking similarities between the world we live in today and the world that is portrayed inside of the film. I think there are many people who ignore their own eyes and ignore their own ears to believe what they are told to believe, and that is what I call the Matrix. And I think the last few years has proven that more than anything, when people are running around pretending to be scared of something when they've never seen with their own eyes any single damage from the whole fucking... Let's not even start, because I know it's a taboo subject online.
Well, I'm Tate.